Once again, guitar lovers of the internet, my name is Ollie, and surprise, surprise, here I am today with yet another cool guitar. This is the 2020 Fender Made in Japan Troublemaker Telecaster in Crimson Red. This guitar is available in a couple of different finishes. You can get it in, like I said, crimson. You can also get it in black and classic Arctic white. Of course, the black and the crimson finishes, as you can see, are prone to picking up fingerprints. Can you believe I polished this bad boy just a couple of minutes ago, but it's already got those fingerprints. So do be prepared for that with these guitars, but a very, 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 very minor detail considering how cool this guitar is. As you can see, double humbucker, stop bar tailpiece, three-way selector up here, and 4 controls. You're basically looking at a Les Paul or more of like a Gibson style design. For comparison, next to me I've got this Jackson Custom Shop Monarch, triple humbucker, very, very cool guitar, probably one of the cooler guitars that I have in my collection. And basically in this video I'm going to explain, how this guitar bridges the gap between classic Fender feel and sort of that Gibson design as well. So yes, watch on to find out. Yeah, I think before I start talking about the specs, let's go through sort of the overall craftsmanship. I cannot say more positive words about anything that comes out of Fender Japan. Japanese guitars, whether it being sort of, our classic Jackson Charvel guitars from the 90s or early 2000s, Ibanez Prestige guitars, ESP, E2 and custom shop instruments, there really is something magical about them. Nothing against the price point of the sort of, Mexican-made Fenders or the USA guitars, but, here in Australia this guitar retails for $2,999, basically $3,000. You're getting a Fender gig bag with this, not a hard case. And yeah, there's just something incredible about the craftsmanship of this guitar. None of the frets are sharp in any way, shape or form. We're getting, beautiful rosewood board. It's great. Let's start with the body. So this is an African mahogany body on this. Of course, typically Fender Telecasters will be made out of alder or ash. So this is where our sort of like Gibson Les Paul style designs come into it. A good weight on this guitar, I wouldn't call it, it's not like a Les Paul custom that's you need like 2 straps or a thick thing on it. But yeah, I wouldn't call it heavy, I wouldn't call it light. Great middle ground. When you pick it up, you know that it's gonna resonate very, very nicely. Just yeah, have some overall great tones. Loaded on this guitar we have, I believe they're called, I might have to correct myself, Fender Modern Modified Humbuckers 2 or something. Basically they are designed to be modern high output humbucking pickups. Great for rocking and rolling. great sustain on this guitar. So yeah, 3 distinct sounds from the guitar, of course. We do have 2 volume and 2 tone. You can play with the tone knobs if you want to. But yeah, great for rock and roll, great for, you know, modern gain nut music, but I did get some very nice clean sounds out of the guitar as well, which you will hear throughout the course of this video. Those are our pickups. We have cream binding on this guitar, which is lovely. Again, single ply. We have a single ply black scratch plate. And our sort of classic Fender witch's hat style, again, 2 volume, 2 tone controls. Where we really do start to depart from our Fender design is where we have a tunematic bridge with a stop bar tailpiece. So typically, of course, on a Tele style instrument, we'll either have, you know, on more modern Telecasters, we will have 6 saddles, and then it'll, the strings will go through the body, or we will have 3 barrels, which will be steel or brass typically, or more vintage style Teles. Basically what the stop bar tailpiece is, it's anything that we would expect from a Gibson style instrument. You know, say what you will, there are lots of people that say, you know, it has so much influence on whether the strings actually go through the body or not. Some people tell you that, you know, stop bar tailpiece and tunematic bridges guitars will resonate more. Make up your own mind. If it works for you, it works for you. That's what I say. So yes, where things start to sort of go more towards Fender is that on this guitar we have what's called a 25.5 inch scale length. Scale length being the distance between the nut bridge, whereas on a Gibson style instrument we will have 24.75 or 24.75. This basically influences, you know, the way that the guitar feels and how you fundamentally approach playing the guitar. So of course, you know, these do come with 9 to 42 gauge strings. Typically Gibson styles, to accommodate for that shorter scale length, will come with 10 to 46. But again, you approach playing the instrument differently, which is where I think it's sort of like, again, for the player that wants that sort of classic Fender playability, but they want that modern, not even modern, classic Gibson rock and roll high output humbucking sounds, it's the perfect middle ground. So again, 25.5 scale length. We have a satin finished mahogany neck with a modern C shape, which feels incredible, by the way. Super smooth. Of course, Gibson will typically be gloss. Means, you know, when you get hot and sweaty on stage, when your singer, you know, pours a pint of beer over your head and it splashes down onto your, you know, custom made jacket and your special boots you wear on stage, and of course onto the back of the neck, it's going to get sticky. Not the case with this guitar. Of course, it's bolt-on as well. Typically Gibson style instruments set neck, which makes it difficult when you break the headstock on your Gibson guitar because, you know, you need to get that fixed. You can't just replace the neck. Very unlikely that you're going to break the headstock on this because it's not a Gibson style instrument. But again, if that were to happen, you could replace the neck or repair the headstock. Onto the front of the neck, we've got a rosewood fretboard, nicer than Power Ferro basically. Again, we would expect that for the higher price range compared to Fender Mexican instruments, which here in Australia, your classic like Fender Player, Telecaster or Strat, Jazzmaster, etc., they typically go for $1,019. That's our street price here in Australia at the moment. And again, this is $3,000. More premium features. Rosewood fretboard with a 9.5 inch fretboard radius. Again, 9.5, a little bit more curved, whereas on our Gibson style instruments, typically it will have a flatter 12 inch. Again, this is going to change how we approach playing it. Versus jumbo frets that we typically get on Gibson style instruments, here we have narrow, tall frets. I'm more of a jumbo fret sort of player. I like really being able to dig into what you're playing. But again, if you're more traditional, from that sort of Fender side of things, it's the perfect middle ground. Moving on up, white side dots by the way, we have a bone nut, which is a very, very nice feature. Again, $3,000, so you would certainly hope that you're not going to have, you know, plastic or molded. Of course, a good alternative to that, which a lot of manufacturers use, is Graphtec. But yes, the bone on this one, big old 70s style Telecaster Deluxe headstock. Again, you can see that it's mahogany, which looks very, very nice. And turning things over, we got Fender Deluxe sealed tuners, which feel very, very solid. Not loose in any way, shape or form when you're tuning. The last thing you want is you feel like it's going to slip or something, whereas these are nice and sturdy. So yeah, here we have one hell of a guitar. Fender, made in Japan. Basically, it's called the Troublemaker because it's going to put your wallet in trouble, basically. As soon as you get your hands on one of these, you'll realize, or hopefully throughout the course of this video, you will realize why this is sort of like a perfect addition to any guitar player's arsenal who wants that Fender feel, but with that Gibson sound. So yeah, let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. I'm always happy to talk guitar. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. And yeah, happy to share any advice that people may be in need of. Again, my name is Ollie. I hope you'd enjoyed this video. Feel free to give it a thumbs up if you have, and if you want to see more videos coming out, you can also subscribe to my channel. Thanks guys, I will see you next time. Cheers.